So, before we continue, I turned up the music a bit because I want you guys to listen to what we are hearing while we are here in this swamp. Do you hear it? Sound familiar? If you played this game before the expansion came out, you would know that this is what we actually heard on the main menu when we would be selecting or making our characters. And I wondered why. Why was it we were listening to this until I got to this portion of the game? And I'm just going to say this right now. This portion of the story surprised me. Because we are about to deal with something, or rather, learn about something, that I don't think anyone really knows what it actually is. And why it is what it is, and how it is what it is. It has yet to be fully explained, but it's something that we have not really encountered before in this setting. And it doesn't seem to be leaning one way or the other, it just is what it is. I have a comparison in my head onto what I would compare this to, but I'm going to save that for when we actually get to it.
Oh, what a lonesome place to come seeking knowledge.
He must have thought he had no choice.
Neither do we.
Any luck finding Timway?
Another set of eyes, at last. I've been searching for Timaway with little success.
Something tells me she might be over here. Actually, maybe she's over this way.
Do you think Elias knew Thaisa before she went to his palace?
I don't know, Nero.
What do you know?
Many things I wish I didn't.
Oh, Lorath.
Only two kinds of people come looking for old Timor. Those running away from trouble, and those running toward it. Which kind are you, I wonder?
Take a moment to look at Timway and notice how her body is. Yeah. We're hunting a man named Elias.
Never heard of him.
We think Elias made a pact with the swamp to become immortal. Thaisa said you could help it.
Thaisa. Only she would be cold-hearted enough to send a child to die out here.
We've no intention of dying.
One of you will. That's the way it always ends. Go back where you came from. I won't have a child's blood on my hands.
I saw my mother possessed by Lilith. Driven so mad, it killed her. I'm not a child anymore.
So be it. If this Elias made a pact, it was with the Tree of Whispers. There are many paths to reach it, but the nearest is in Ingovani. A sacred incense is kept in the temple there. Retrieve it, and your path to the tree begins.
Go to Ngavani. Nerel and I will see if we can get some more information out of Timaway.
Sure, but I'd like to talk to her myself first. Thaisa said that you traded with the swamp for long life.
Yes. I was infected with the swamp's poison, and I made a pact with the tree out of fear. So now I give it knowledge and in exchange it keeps me one step away from the grave. I wish it would just let me go. But a pact made cannot be broken.
Just let those words sink in for a moment. I was infected with the poison and made a pact with the tree out of fear. I give it knowledge, and it keeps me alive. I wish it would just let me go. Remember how I mentioned to notice how her body looks? Does she look like she's living a happy, long life? So how does Thaisa know you?
She was like you once, standing here in my heart, asking to be set on the path. And you will be like her, taking the answers you need and never looking back.
What is so important about this temple?
The swamp nests in the roots of the Tree of Whispers. This is how each path begins. The temple at Ingovani rests on one root, but it is no less or more important than any other root.
The morass of misery. Serpent cultists. You notice how there's lots of snakes-related things here. This was something we were actually told about earlier. Remember how some people were mentioning the amount of snakes and such here in the swamp? Yeah, that was definitely intentional. As you can see, there's no shortage of them in here.
These bandits will not leave well enough alone. We have lived peacefully in these swamps for as long as anyone can remember. But now violence comes into its heart, and it means to rob our god. They don't believe us when we say the swamp always extracts a price.
The door bears an image of a snake. Her eyes are missing. Perhaps returning them here is the key to opening the way.
Let's see if we can find these serpent's eyes. There we are. That's one eye. Now for the other.
The killers are likely still about.
Ignore him. Ignore him. We haven't met him yet. Ignore him. This is, again, unfortunately part of what I talked about, how once you do them, they're just unlocked for your account, so I can't, like, show you how to actually, like, meet them and unlock them, because they're just unlocked. Which is, don't get me wrong, I am very in favor of account-wide stuff. I'm very in favor of that. But it is a shame that it's one of those things where it's like a one-time only thing. So I missed out on my chance to actually show it to you on camera. So unfortunately, I'm just simply going to have to tell you if I can recall. Although I may have to actually watch some videos of people actually recording it in order to remind myself, like jog my memory of what happened in those quests. Whoa, why did the camera zoom in all of a sudden? What happened to you?
The villagers, those fools. They wouldn't listen when we demanded the gems to open the temple. Death found them. It's the way of things. But I hear them still, their warnings. 4 of us are dead now. And I am soon to follow.
There's the other eye. Back to the temple we go. The Slithering Dark. Yep, that's a very large actual snake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the folks in town were not kidding when they mentioned how this place has a very active and large, lively snake presence. In case you're wondering why my bear is all of a sudden a little faster, I swapped into this one, the Sovereign Greaves of Slaughter, which just gives me more movement speed. I like being fast. What do you want from me? It's one of the reasons I was enjoying my rogue more than my sorceress, because my rogue has a lot of movement speed. So does my necromancer. Hey, got the poise glyph.
This must be it.
Oh! Oh, lovely! Mulan, the Snake Queen. Ooh, how nice. Hello. So why do you think Elias sought immortality?
The ritual to summon Lilith would have been demanding. Perhaps he was afraid he wouldn't survive it. And I'm sure he expected to make enemies along the way.
I think I have what we need.
Good, you found the incense. I'll keep it safe for us.
While you were gone, Timur warmed up to us. Well, to Lorath. He's surprisingly nimble with old women.
Oh my.
She says there's an altar. That's what the incense is for. It's not far from here.
Apparently Lorath is quite the charmer with older women. So this is where now things are really going to pick up in terms of us.
Did Tyrael believe the Horadrim would be a solution?
We weren't a solution. We are... The world needs protectors.
Yes, and that's what the Nephilim were for. That's what I'm here for. Now, yes, my character may not be on the same par as, say, the ones from Diablo 3, but still. He should look at me and be like, you know, I feel like I remember some who were like you from back then. But anyways. Notice that this is called Judgment of the Swamp. This is where it's gonna start to pick up. So what do we do now?
The incense should provide us with the path to the tree. What sort of path, I can't say.
I can say that the time for questions, Neyrel, has passed. Damn. They must have tracked our scent. When you're ready, light the incense.
Isn't it funny how we come here and it's like, hey, you ready to get to have a good time, man? Time to go on a trip.
We wait for the path to appear.
Yeah, let's just sit down and just relax, man. Alright, I'll admit, what you're about to see here, this kind of freaked me out the first time I saw it.
Come on. Wake up. I think it worked.
How long were we out?
I don't know. But I see something.
Yeah. I see something too. So, the first time I saw that cutscene, I wasn't really sure what I was seeing. Like, based on the silhouette, I almost thought that was like a floating gigantic brain just kind of moving towards us. I was like, what the heck is that? As it got closer, that's when I started to realize, oh, that's a gigantic snake head. Oh, and then it went by. I'm like, okay. And at first, I thought the power of the swamp was like this giant snake that like rules over this place. I thought that's what it was going on here. That's not actually what's happening here, but I'll let the rest of this kind of speak for itself. And then we can talk a bit more about it after we find out what's going on here. You can see it too, Neyrel?
This creature, it's magnificent. I can see myself in the scales, walking on them like a path through the swamp. The serpent is the path.
Serpent? What are you talking about?
You don't see it?
No. Only a cloud of smoke.
Oh.
So... I just want to point something out. You'll notice here, we're going into an area that the map is completely covered. And it's not going to get revealed as we progress. It's going to stay like this. At least until we finish the quest. But even on my minimap here, we are going in blind. Basically, we're just going along just wherever we can find the serpent here. This is literally our guiding path here.
Bloody hell. I see the serpent now.
What do the scales show you?
A deer caught in a trap.
Watch out!
To find a way forward.
Oh, there's an opening beneath the serpent. Just big enough for me. I think it wants me to go through.
Don't be ridiculous.
We must follow the path.
And so now we wait. And hope Neyrel finds us a way forward.
Is this dream snake helping us, or did it corral us here?
I like how Neyrel sounds like she is not all there. Like she is still feeling the effects of the incense. And in fact, I'm pretty sure we all are. Is something wrong?
Can you feel it? The swamp is watching us, whispering to us.
It's the incense, playing with our heads. Just an illusion.
He hears us, just as you do, Wanderer.
The old man is full of secrets like our thief, Elias. Birds of a feather. Perhaps that is what we need.
Oh my. Again, when I was first playing this, I thought we had like some, I don't know, like powerful snake or even multiple powerful snakes talking to us, like, you know, psychically, you know? Like, are these snakes that can communicate with us, like, through our minds? Like, what, like, I was really trying to figure out what is going on here. Like, what is talking to us?
I lost sight of the serpent, but I hear it calling to me. Up ahead. There it is. There's no way through this time. Oh, it's wounded, though. Or is it telling us to wound it?
Clever thinking. So, who will stab at it to see if it will move?
I guess the werebear will.
Look at that! Look at that! Ruthless, flippant.
How many ruthless Haradrim hang from our branches? Not enough.
That was the line that pretty much confirmed to me that no, this actually is a tree. Or is it multiple trees? Because why would it say our branches? Again, I was not really sure what was going on here, trying to piece together what this was.
That's the way through. Help me clear those dead trees. It's barring our path again. Keep a sharp eye out.
Is the serpent doing this?
Forget the snake. Just kill these things before they kill us.
So many come seeking answers. So many fail. Will you die like these souls, with a question still on your lips?
Shut up, shut up. You aren't real.
An old drunk. The judge of what is real. We are real. And so is the Lord of the Swamp.
To get the answers you seek, you must offer payment. A head for knowledge.
Not yet. They have another purpose first.
There we go.
Look, it's moving.
We made it.
I know you heard the voices that time. Who were they?
I don't know. We can't trust anything here, but we need to press on.
Alright, there's the serpent. It went underwater. Oh, we're walking on it now. Ooh boy.
A path of scales.
Sorry, it cut her off. She said, a path of scales. This is what I saw in the reflections. We're close.
Is that...
The Tree of Whispers.
Welcome to the Tree of Whispers. Now, I accidentally did kind of show this off earlier, but I was trying to get you guys to be like, look, pretend this isn't here, like, pretend you haven't acknowledged it yet. Because, yeah, this is quite the reveal. Now, I wasn't really sure, like, how this worked, but you're about to kind of see who or what it was that was actually talking to us and whispering to us as we were going through the swamp, making our way here. Notice the heads that are hanging from this thing's branches. Also, that crow that just flew away with a head.
Why have you come?
We're after a man named Elias.
Elias. Slippery, that one. He owns the tree. It deals in thoughts and insight in exchange for a head. He is the first of us to escape payment.
Will you tell us what you told him? If we can stop him for good, the tree can finally collect.
He sought the way to summon Lilith, but he made another stop on the way. To a place beyond the tree's sight.
That might explain his hardiness. I've damn near lost count of how many times we've killed him.
So that's why Taissa failed so dismally to reclaim his head.
This place Elias stopped at. How can we get there?
Seek a coffin beyond the wrecks. It will take you where you must go. Find out what secrets linger there, for the tree knows not.
So, yeah. This thing is literally talking to us through the many heads, and I want to point out, look at how many heads hang from this thing. There are a lot. Information in exchange for a head, meaning, oh, you'll get your information, but when you die, whenever you die, your head joins this tree's branches, meaning the information it gave you is brought back. It's like, yeah, we're going to loan you this information, but we're going to take that information back when we bring your head back and add every bit of information and knowledge in your head to us. Again, we don't really know what exactly this is, what type of entity this is, and the thing is, it's not really on either side. It's not on the good side of the, it's not on the side of the people of the sanctuary, it's not on the side of the angels, it's not on the side of the demons. It's its own thing. One of the things that I thought about comparing this to was like the Shadow Broker in Mass Effect, but that's not entirely an appropriate comparison, really, because it doesn't really match up all that well. It likes dealing information, but as we will discover through more of the questing that we do in this zone, and, well, not Thaisa, but Timway was an example of this, the tree has a tendency to, well, let's just say when you make a pact with the tree, it's not exactly a good thing. Sure, you may get long life out of it, but the cost of what it's like to feel that long life is probably not what you were expecting, and probably is a way that makes you wish that you would die permanently and that you had never done so. And the tree doesn't exactly feel bad about those things. It's got a very horrible, dark, twisted way of things and sense of humor, but also in making deals. This is it's a powerful being that has a lot. This is the power of the swamp that they were referring to. This is the being that is like literally the power in this whole zone here. A lot of what is going on in this zone is because of this tree. A lot of things that are going on here in terms of the stories, why the Crusaders are here, like the dark swamp things going on, the snakes, a lot of those things are because of this tree. And now, as we go through the stories and quests of this zone, it starts to make more sense, doesn't it? So, where do we go from here?
If there are wrecks to search, they'll be on the eastern coast. We'll head there now. Meet us when you can.
Now, this portion of the map has been uncovered. You'll also notice that there is now a waypoint right over here. Because trust me when I say you'll be using this a lot. Especially when you get to the end game, and I will explain when we actually get there. But the game also will do a decent job of explaining that as well. So, before we decide to go ahead and continue with Lorath and Neyrel, we're actually going to go ahead and meet up with our friend over here, Tomarus, so we can see what's going on with Johanna, or rather, what remains of Johanna. And again, I don't know if this is the actual same Johanna that we played in Diablo 3. If so, well, we may as well owe it to our own character to see what we can do about it. But now that you guys know about the Tree of Whispers and how it basically is influencing and running things here in the swamp, now some things going on here will make a bit more sense, including the previous questline that we did with our friend. The witch. And what makes you think she's a witch? She looks like one. She turned me into a newt. I got better. Are you ready to journey to Morgan's Folly?
I am. Let's be off. My friend Zrinka told me of a shortcut. A broken bridge, but close enough to cross. To the southeast. Over here, to the right. This cliff edge will take us right to the bridge. To the right, here. This will lead us to Morgan's Folly, but be on your guard. This is the farthest I've gotten on my own. This area is plagued by undead.
Nah.
We are close. We should be cautious. Morgan's Folly was once a great Zakharum fortress. But since Chaldeum stopped sending aid, it is now filled with deserters and thieves. If it weren't for my master's armor, I wouldn't come back. The swamp can have the ruins. My master should be nearby. Or rather, her corpse. If we're lucky, her armor will be untouched, and we can leave this place quickly.
Well, we'll find out.
Johanna!
That doesn't look like the Johanna we played as. The effects of death have long set in. Her body is pale and rigid, her fists are balled, even in death gripping tightly to her weapon. See, the Johanna we played was blonde. That's clearly a brunette. Did you find the armor?
No. I was worried this may happen. The filth that used these ruins must have stripped her of the armor. We must search for it inside. I knew she couldn't have made it, but seeing her like this, we must find the armor.
And that leads us to this dungeon. Morgan's Works. Now, maybe that's just a little detail oversight or mistake by the people who work on the, visual works of this game, but, if I was trying to say, if their intention is to say that this is in fact the same Johanna that we played in Diablo 3, I would try to make sure that the Johanna model actually looked like the character, like the actual character that we play in D3. And it's not like they didn't have multiple ways to do this. We don't just see how she looks in Diablo 3, we also see how she looks in Heroes of the Storm. So it's not like they didn't have any reference visually to go by. But then again, Blizzard has probably has had this thing of wanting to basically ignore that Diablo 3 and Heroes of the Storm ever existed, so maybe they just didn't care. I'd like to think they did, but I don't know. Maybe some of the developers just never cared about those games the way some of us did. Unfortunately.
These heretics have taken another poor soul. Look at us, warriors of light.
Treasure Goblin!
Protectors of the people. This fort is a monument to our arrogance.
I never thought I'd be throwing my lot in with this rabble, but here I am. Maybe I can organize these bandits into something that resembles an effective unit. At least effective enough to allow me an escape when the church eventually finds us.
This is it? Thank the light. We found it.
That's your master's armor?
Yes, my master's armor. Here like common loot. These fools and thieves have no idea what they have. Today, I leave behind Tomiris. When I don this armor, I continue the name Johanna.
Welcome, Johanna.
I was worried we would not find it, but it seems the light shines even here. Your help shall not be forgotten. Before I can return to Zarbinzet, I must perform the final rites for my fellow crusaders that died here. They deserve that at least. I hope to see you again when you are next in Zarbinzet. Travel safe, friend.
You as well, Johanna. If you don't mind, Johanna, I'm going to go ahead and finish clearing this place out of these people These deserters. Now for the boss. Or bosses, I should say. We actually have a bit of a council fight here. Never mind. Huh. Got a tribute. Alright. Perhaps we should see about dealing with these strongholds and see if maybe they'll open up other waypoints for us. So maybe we will be clearing out the strongholds in this zone when we return. Stay tuned.